And now the Concord Library, Concord, Massachusetts. Um, must begin with Emerson because so much starts there and leads to so much in American literature. Library was built 1860 something, been rebuilt and renovated. It is something to behold. Um, it's one of those things as you walk through it, where do you begin? You know, you know, and you don't want it to end. Um, let's just try the reference room for a start. Throughout, um, needless to say, there are classical paintings of and sculptures of Emerson, Thoreau, Hawthorne. We make our way through here, back to the central room here. And now the transcendental alcove. Okay. Place to be inspired and lifted to something greater than oneself. Thoreau and Emerson. Is that the coolest thing you have ever seen? And it is an alcove. It is a little meeting place off the main room here. Okay. Here is the computer alcove. Okay. Check this out. As with the old, that is just everywhere here. Check this out. This is a 3D printer that's available to patrons here. Is that cool? Look at that. If Gutenberg could see us now. Okay. Throughout you have this room, you have bookcases dedicated to the major authors, Alcott, um, Concord authors, Okay. There's been a few. Busts of noted citizens of Concord, and aside from the authors. Okay. Alcott, of course. And here is this is the trustees' room. Okay. This is the main floor of the Concord Library. Again, a nod to the Concord authors. Okay. And there's a gentleman by the name of William Monroe, who was the primary benefactor to the library when it was first built here in Concord. Okay. And this is the trustees' room. The whole library just exudes taste and comfort and cozy. The mantle here is from the Senate, I believe. The table, the main table here in the trustees' room, is a former table from the White House. Okay. That Concordian by the name of Hoar, Hoar, I believe, got it at a fire sale in the late 19th century. As things were being tossed out and renovated in the White House. Also chairs from the House of Representatives, I believe, that were not used because they were ordered and designed, but not used because they were too heavy. Now, take one look at that chair and tell me, aside from if you have to move it in the middle of July, imagine sitting in that. Okay, it's not the greatest for ventilation in 1876, I would imagine, but in any case, it's part of the Capitol. And this gentleman is a Concordian. He is from the North Bridge, the beginning of the Revolution. Major Joseph Hosmer. And he has a major part here in the trustees' room here at the Concord Library. All right, back to the main room here. Get a scope of just the breadth of this, but, taste, nothing gaudy about it. Just and it's not like gothic, kind of like depressing. It's like very impressive instead of depressive. You see that? That's enough light and highlights to make it warm, but not gloomy, you know. Some, and then a lot of cozy chairs to sit in. I don't know when the piano player gets here, but so there's plenty of room for comfort. Okay, and moving forth, Thoreau to the Thoreau room. Okay. But, now along the walls here is a poet by the name of Wyeth, N.C. Wyeth. And just so Concord, it seems to me. For one thing. For another thing, the name Wyeth struck my ear. I had a librarian here look up the name Andrew Wyeth. It turns out he's a realist who just recently died, painter, and these paintings are certainly not Andrew Wyeth. They're much more lighter, although not what's the painter I'm thinking of? Rockwell. There you go. So it's not quite comic as Rockwell, but certainly inspirational and representative of the the Concord idea and spirit there. Pretty impressive. It's the first floor of the Concord Library in Concord, Massachusetts. Quite something.